Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sunset Stitches. It's Free Font Friday for May the 10th. And as Chris has already figured out, the font of the week is Empire. You can tell there's some Star Wars fans around this house. And it was May the 4th last weekend. So, anyway, we have our new font. It has nothing to do with Star Wars, but it just happens to be called Empire. So, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining in. If you're stopping by the studio today, say hi, right? Hi, Kay. How's it going in mid Michigan? Not upper Michigan and not lower Michigan, but mid. Just teasing you, Kay. So nice to see you today. And Chris, thank you so much for checking out the website. I only published it a half an hour ago. Nick, how does Chris know what the font is? I said, well, I published the page about half an hour ago, so they obviously got it already. Yeah. Hi, Marty. How's it going in Arizona? It's also a beautiful day here in sunny Saskatoon, and I call it sunny Saskatoon because, to be honest, it gets we don't get a lot of rain here, and so it may get cold, but usually when it's cold, it means it's going to be sunny. And as you can probably tell from the light emanating from the window above my head, that's the outdoors for when you're down at Sunset Stitches. It means you're in the basement, which means it's nice and cool in our house. So, hi, Debbie. How are you doing today? Nick just gave me the winners from last week. And Chris, you won a postcard. Chris came within 2 stitches of winning a big prize in the workshop one, didn't you, Chris? I did talk to my dad about getting some bonus prizes for you guys, and so I was going to write to the. I'd kind of said, boy, there were 4 people that there was 5 guesses that were very close. We had a contest, guess the number of stitches, and you could win one of my dad's collections. Right, this is a beautiful, 2800 design. I mean, I made a lot of these designs, but a long time ago. This is a piece of history. This was probably printed in 2002, you guys. That's there's 2,800 designs that were the first 34 collections. I know some of you guys have ordered this because my dad told me you can buy it. If you email me if you want to know more, because I'm not prepared to. Maybe we can put it in the comments or something like that. But it's the Stitchitized Complete CD Collection. Chris, so I'm so happy that you're here today because you won a postcard. So I need to get your mailing address. And while I'm at it, I do have something for you guys from my dad, and so I will email you guys about that. The runner-up prizes. Chris came second. The winner was only 124 stitches off. It was a 20,000 like 152 or so. And Chris guessed like to the 500, and the other person had guessed to the 250, and it was 2 stitches closer to one than the other. How crazy is that? Oh, well, you're always a winner in my book, Chris. Thanks for being here today. And thanks everybody for dropping in. It's so great to see you guys. Patrick ordered it, waiting for the delivery, but my dad sent him a download. So and I know you talked to my dad. Hey, Pat, that was great to see you today, my friend.
Announce the other winner for this week.
Oh, there's 2 winners this week, Nicholas. Thank you for keeping me on track. He's announced the other. Chris Vick, you won a postcard, and so did Sandra Walton. I have 2 postcards. It says come home soon, but I don't necessarily need you guys to rush back to Saskatoon for me. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for today. Yes, it's Free Font Friday every Friday. If you visit our website, you can download a new font. This one's called Empire. My son Nicholas digitizes these fonts for me, and I usually do a little last minute stitch out and test them out kind of thing. Set the sizes, like that kind of stuff. And so it's a Sunset Stitches Free Font Friday, and you can get a new one every week. Last week it was To the Point, which was a very popular one. I had several people mention that they really thought it was a nice one. They're all nice in their own way, and they have different things that's cool about them. Nick, can you believe we made it to Friday? This week has been a whirlwind week at Sunset Stitches. Everything from, of course, meetings with my team at RNK Distributing, software planning, that kind of stuff. Videos to make. So I was last Friday, I think I showed some of my quilt blocks, right? Did I show you guys some of my quilt blocks? But I'm doing the design and stitch block of the week. And now I'm doing a video. I just made one. It was so if you're on our Facebook, when I say our, I mean if you join RNK Distributing's Quilter Select, go to the Quilter Select and join the Facebook group, and you'll get a new block every week. And I made these blocks, you guys. You didn't know that I'm also a quilter, did you? But I even I even do, although I kind of laugh when I look at this one because 2 of the pieces were put on, the fabric was put onto the paper backwards. Can you see it? It's this one. It's this one right here and that one right there. Oh my goodness, it's hard to do that in reverse. Yeah, it's very subtle because the front and the back of the fabric is so close to the same, but I'm still really proud of the block. And after I looked at it, I was like, should I deconstruct this thing and fix that? And I was like, nope, that's fine. Nobody probably will notice but me anyways, right? Anyhow, so that was a fun thing. I did a video for how to do your fabrics was what it was for this. In the design and quilt software, you can audition fabrics. You don't even have to own it to try that part. That part is what I'm saying is that you can go to the RNK Distributing website, download the Quilt Select software if you don't already have it, and try it. You know, it doesn't let you save or print, which are 2 of the biggest things, but you could open the block that we send out every week and try your fabrics on. You can't save it, but you can see it and try and play with it. I know you're going to want to buy it if you get it. But anyway, Trevor's I did all the training ones anyways, right? There's over 80 training videos that I did for it. And so finally I get the chance to do it on Facebook. And that was fun because I love Facebook. Were you there this week for the workshop 2 retreat? Yeah, workshop 2 members retreat, right? Yeah, that's what we're doing. It's on shading and blending. How cool is this, right? Changing the levels. So basically you've got white and another level of white and they're blended together. And we learned about all of that in last class when we did this cool blending chart, right? So if you're not a member of my classes, I will say you do miss some of my best videos are the ones that you have to pay to be in. But we do challenges every month, and these are just some of the fun things. So workshop 2 was over, just so you know, like we started it in 2016 and it was over in 2017. That's when I did workshop 2. That said, I just added all these designs to it this month for a retreat that we had. And so really why I'm saying that is if you've kind of catching up with me on video today and you haven't watched for a while, if you ever bought any of our workshops in the past, we have a new website and we've added some new classes to the old workshops just to give people a reason to come and get them. Because in the past, I used to send them by email and it was quite a bit of work to maintain and send them out and resend them out. And of course, somebody's computer would crash and I have to send them again. Well, nowadays, you just get your login, join for free. There's a sunsetstitches.com, join for free. And then you can, first of all, you're going to want to join anyway because you're coming for the font of the week, you guys. Every week you can get a new font. So I know most people that are watching know all this stuff, right? But if you do like, comment, or share our video today, you do have a chance at winning. Thank you, Nicholas, for helping me pick the winners. He's got a really scientific way of doing it so that it's kind of neutral and bipartisan or whatever you want to say. We're not just picking our favorites. But yeah, and so, but when I do the big prizes, then I like to do the guess the stitch count, right? That was fun. So I'll do that again sometime. Sorry, I need a drink. I'm not just here to give you guys news, actually. I wanted to show you a couple of things today and a little bit of a preview of what's going on next week at Sunset Stitches. Because we... sorry, I got distracted. We just finished up our Spirograph challenge, right? And so the Spirograph challenge was a ton of fun. And you may have seen me do some of these live on my Digitalk class because every week we're working on Winnie the Pooh. And of course, last week I had Loren in for Digitalk, and I think Loren liked it and may try to stop in kind of regularly, but we'll see how that's going. But Loren did some really great flowers for the Digitalk class last week. And so anyway, that's kind of catches you up with what we've been doing in the past. Going forward, we're working on the spiral challenge now. It's a new, if you're doing my workshop for the new challenge is the spiral challenge. And so these are all tools that you, when you own the software, it's pretty easy to do these things. And of course, you might have seen I did a great video in the RNK Software Club on how to do these spiral designs. And so if you are a member of my class, you can come and do the spiral design challenge. Okay, that's workshop 4. And that is coming up, of course, in June. So we've got a month to it. Were you there this week when I did layered applique? Because that was a popular one. I also, just so you know, if you were there, this coming weekend, the RNK Software Club's video of the week will be about layered applique, a nice, short, concise one. You know, my live was kind of long. The one for the RNK Software Club will be like 7 minutes long or something like that. And I went right to the important parts that people want to know. Anyway, now you're all caught up with, these are the latest things coming. Want to see the latest thing that's come off my machine? This is like hot off the press this morning, but it will be the topic of some of my upcoming videos that I'm going to do. I think we'll want to learn all about how to do, what is this called? Raised. It's kind of like a mock embossing, but I'm using the Floriani, the RNK Puffy Foam. I'm using sticky stabilizers. I use several different types of scissors to make this. And I've seen quite a few people doing videos about this, you know, people that I follow. And I didn't think they did bad, but I was like, I want to try that with our products. We have some awesome products. And, you know, sometimes those hacks, and I'm not calling the people hacks, the tips and tricks. Sometimes, you know, okay, go ahead and try and use newsprint as your stabilizer, and then you'll learn eventually why we buy great Floriani stabilizers. Well, Floriani has a great puffy foam, and it has a great sticky stabilizer, and it made this project a snap. So I'm going to make a video. I'll make one for RNK, and I'll probably do my next Free Font Friday. We'll make one of these. Okay, so I'll show you. I'm just, to be honest, this is my first test at it myself. Well, how do you think? Did I do good? I don't hear any comments, so I know there's a few people that might think that's kind of cool. So I'll post some pictures of it, and we'll plan to go through the steps. But thank you, Kathy, and thank you, Dee. I got that. I saw that. Yeah, love it. Kathy says it. And Dee. So that's coming. Where I was inspired by all the videos that I saw, and so I want to make one for the Floriani way, you know, the RNK way, with some great products. So we can look forward to that next week. All right, I'll put that out in my so next Friday is when we'll make one. Actually, Wednesday and Friday, I'll work on it both days. I'll do it. I'll work on the design a little bit on the Wednesday. So I thought I would go, if you don't mind, Nick, I want to bring my screen a little bit bigger just for a few minutes, and I want to show. And if you guys have any questions about anything that I'm talking about, you're certainly welcome to ask me. But what I thought we would do is pop up the Floriani software. Here is the font of the week. I just want to point something out about this font, because this font in particular is very thick and thin. It's not exceptionally thick, but it does get quite thin on. There's a very big difference between the thickness of the thin side and the thickness of the fat side. And so it kind of has a pocket that's kind of small. You know, it doesn't really want to go super small. And I think you'll see that the word Nicholas here, this is the one that I stitched out for our test, is if I measure that, it's around 15 millimeters, right? Which is what I put in there for the, if you don't know, we always put a suggested minimum and maximum. So it's like 0.6 of an inch. I think I said on my slide 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, 0.6 of an inch up to 2 inches, right? Well, at 2 inches, some of these are getting a little bit fat. You might really be, I think technically when you use the font in here, you know that there's a question mark that when you click on it, it tells you things. Yeah, and I put in here 2 inches is what I put 15 millimeters up to 50 as the size as well. That's based upon my tests. And so if you measure this one here, it's really 1.8. Okay, and that's what I'm saying is at 1.8 it was tested. If you get it much bigger, the problem is the column would start to get kind of long, and that's not a problem. It's just something you need to be aware of, is that that's 0.3 of an inch. If I look at that in metric, because I like to do the small stuff in metric, it's 8 millimeters. So I know that I can sew 8 and really up to 10. So I think at 2 inches, you'd probably still be fine. If I see that Empire says 40, but if I make it 50, which would be the same as saying 2 inches, the question is, are any of these columns too long? Well, they're not too long to sew. If they were, the software would leave them out. I don't know if you know that, but if you make it substantially bigger, eventually gaps start to appear in the letters. So I can just start to see them here, like in the R. See the gaps are starting to, well, the stitches are still there, right? It's just that the software is kind of telling you, your average home embroidery machine is going to skip those stitches thinking that they were meant to be trimmed out. It's so long in between them. And you might want to fix that, so that was when I made it, now it's, whoops, too far. 3 inches tall. So 3 inches is definitely too long and too tall, unless you, and look how I did the word sunset with a cool kind of like split on it. And that's just an option when you own the Floriani software. These are things that you can take control of. So if you want to use this font, and I think this font is really dynamite at 3 inches. Look at it. You can see, if you can finally see just how thin it gets, because at the smallest size, but that isn't really very apparent. So the point here is you're going to have to go to your properties box, and it's not the text tab. I know that's where you change the words, right? And it's not the text extra. That's where you tell it whether you want it to trim or not, that kind of stuff. It's not the fill tab. It's already a satin. We still want to, I could change it to a pattern fill, but we can try that first if you like, but I think that flattens it. And it loses the magic of the satin stitch. Can you sense that we really leveled it down when so we want to go with satin when we can. We, as embroidery people, we love the satin stitch because it lets the thread shine. You see the sheen of the thread better. Okay, so the answer could be pattern fill, but with today, I thought the cool effect was here, the split. So it's the tab that looks like musical notes online, and it's turned off right now, none. Well, if I turn that on to, let's say, you could do random split. That's an option that I often choose. That'll split it, but then where it splits it, it kind of smooths it, so it's not a hard line. See how it's splitting? But if I change it from a random split to a middle split, now it will split like a slice. So you decide how you like it, right? I think it's kind of neat when you get that little chiseled look to it. So some fonts I like it chiseled, some I like it smoothed, some I like it flattened, and that's why when I share these fonts, I always try to give a few tips every week about the font, how I would use it, how I see it, how it's stitched out like, and that's our sample that that we made. So you guys let me know what you think, but that's the latest font of the week. Now I wanted to show the website. Remember I was talking about our website earlier? I said you could go try any this is RNK Distributing's website. So I want to just like clarify because I'm horrible at using the word hour. And what do you really mean? Because of course I do have I work for RNK Distributing, you guys. I'm the software manager. That means that when I put on my hat and I work on making comments about the planning and helping people countlessly times, helping people with the software. That said, I'm also the person who owns this beautiful sewing studio in my home in Sunset, Canada. And Sunset Stitches is our company here, and Nicholas works here, and he works for me making fonts and doing digitizing. Sometimes Loren is working here as well. And so it's a family team. You might have met my mom and my dad. I grew up working for my mom and my dad. They own Stitchitize. And so we're all one big kind of team out here. And RNK is, so when I say our website and I take you to RNK, what I really mean is the RNK Distributing website, where the amazing software that I often talk. Last Friday, you guys asked me to talk about quilting software, if you remember, and I'm happy to talk about the design and quilt software any old time you want to, you guys. It's pretty damn cool. I shouldn't say it like that. It's very cool. And I know that people want to see more about it, and so I will do that. But that said, it's Free Font Friday, and we typically keep it to embroidery here at Sunset Stitches. So just know that we quilt, and there's a very cool 5-foot long automated long arm quilt machine over there with the Pro Stitcher on it. So it's a quilting and sewing embroidery studio. This is going to be fun. And next week we're doing this. So that's the puffy foam lettering. I think this was my first attempt, and I think I nailed it. That said, I want to be sure before I teach it, so I'm going to maybe do a couple more videos on that one. But yeah. Chris said they watched the video on puffy foam lettering and immediately started playing with the applique font. So I'm looking forward to Wednesday. Thank you, Chris. I mean, that is the cool thing, is sometimes we have these things, but we just need a little inspiration, and then off we go. So I hope I can inspire you guys. This new technique, I did not invent it. I saw it on YouTube too, right? But the people that were doing it weren't using our products, and I just had a feeling that ours were going to be better. The foam comes in 2 thicknesses. I went with the thicker one. A lot of them were saying, oh, maybe try the thinner one, it'll be easier. But no, you just have to figure it out. I'll show you guys what we've figured out so far, and we might make a few more samples yet before we go on next Friday. But and so all that said, bring me big again, Nick, on the software. So when I go onto the back to my Floriani software, okay, I wanted to show you guys probably the thing that I use the most. And this is one of those things that you can do for free, because if you don't own the software and you're discovering our videos, all of our fonts can be used without buying it, right? There is a free software with a free font tool, couple of free, you got the slow redraw tool. I mean, that's part of the free program. We talked about how you can do the thread matching with this free program, and it's like literally you can open up an embroidery design, and I'm just going to show you. This is what I do the most, is I browse. It's my browser. If nothing else, I love to go through, if you've got a collection of embroidery designs, and here you've got like the free monthly designs for April 2010. Oh, that's cool. But then I can click on another folder. So it really visualizes it. It doesn't just show you embroidery, it shows you pictures. So a lot of times I'll have in my folders things that aren't just the embroidery designs. They'll be the pictures. Here's a collection from my Trevor and Friends Embroidery Club. So this is like all smashed into one. There's 400 and some odd embroidery designs in this folder, and I can just scroll to go through them, and it's all visual. And I think that people really love that. I know that people want to do it through Windows, but I like it better here. This will visualize SVG artwork files. It will visualize JPEG images. it will visualize all my embroidery designs. If I find an embroidery design I want to open, I just click and drag to bring it on my workspace. If I want to bring in two, I just keep going, and it's, so I use this a lot, you guys. If there's 3 tabs on the right. One says library, one says browser, and one says designs. Well, the designs is whatever you're pointing the other 2 at. So if I go to browser, now I'm looking at any location on my computer. And so if I go to, like, it says this PC, and there's the C drive, and I go, to Floriani, and it says designs. Well, guess what? This folder location, Floriani Designs, any folder that you make there is what shows up under library. Like when you go to library, notice the first one is A1 or 1A Trevor's Class Designs. But if I let that go. If I go over the browser and I browse to that same folder location, that's where that folder actually lives. So the point here is, if you like the library, you can add designs, your own folders to it, like I often do. Here's the Digitop folder. So every Wednesday, this was the first one, 2 Winnie the Pooh designs that I did. The most recent Wednesday, we had layered applique, and so that's kind of how it works. I love that it's so visual. So I can use my browser. I don't have to put them in the library, is what I'm saying. If I put them in the library, it's just sort of like a convenience place. But I can also just click on where it says browser, and now I can go to any location that's not, that location, to any other location. Maybe you've got a DVD you want to look at, and your designs are on that, or maybe they're in your OneDrive or whatever. I can go to any place I want to. If it's on my desktop, I can click on the desktop. So whatever you click on is what will show when you go to your designs tab. And it's kind of cool like that. So I really like that a lot, that I can easily visualize finding my embroidery. So I just wanted to point that out, because that is one of those, if I had to make a top 5 favorite things that I could do with Floriani's free Creative Express. And then, of course, there's more levels, and that's where the website, right? So notice that not everything here is this completely connected, but mostly, like, so Floriani FTCU, that's your first one. And Floriani Total Quilter, that's your second one. This is Floriani Sketch-A-Stitch, and Floriani Lettering Master, and Floriani Fusion, and Floriani Creative Express. And there's another one that's not shown here, and it's Floriani Rainbow. You're like, well, where's that? Well, we didn't, we put the greatest hits on the ribbon at the top. But if you click on more, there are a few other applications here, right? There's Floriani Rainbow. We've got My Design Album. The original quilt software was My Decorative Quilter 2, but we now sell it as a package. It's called Total Quilter. The truth is, several of these, the Floriani ones specifically, are actually all one install. Like, I can click on Total Quilter, but if I click on download, I get to the same page no matter whether I started with the Floriani FTCU or the Quilter or the Sketch-A-Stitch, Lettering Master Rainbow, the Creative Express, or the Fusion. All of these things are this. And it really depends. It's under your help menu, that there's the license activator, and there's also that's how you turn it on. So if you end up going to the store and buying it, oh, Trevor, I just got Sketch-A-Stitch, that's where you activate it, from your license activator. You come in here and you pull from a drop-down list there'll be a whole list of all the different softwares. I have it registered as the universal bundle. So sometimes people go to events and they buy like a special package of all the software. And so it depends on what you bought. You could buy just Sketch-A-Stitch. You can buy just Rainbow. It's like a $99 retail value of our, that'll give you the ability to take this cool, what am I trying to say here? Heart with a ship and sales heart. See all the ship and sales in it? If you want to make a rainbow ship in Cells Heart, you could have the rainbow program. See, the rainbow tool got added. There it is in a rainbow. Well, this is actually the party time theme, but there's a rainbow theme. There's pop rocks. I could do hot, candy colors. Neapolitan, just like the ice cream cone. That's kind of neat, sort of. Rainbow is more of that one. Obviously, what it's doing is inserting color stops to what was originally a single color embroidery. And so if you own FTCU, Rainbow is something you can buy, right? Not from me. I don't sell the software. I'm not even here to do that. The point is, when you go to our website, it's all one download, but it's not all one download. These are all one download. If I go back to the home page, that's Designing Quilt. Designing Quilt has nothing to do with all these Floriani. This is Quilter Select. These are different. They're made in different brands. Really, when you come to our software owner's website, it's kind of a all together kind of situation, right? We're a big happy family, but really Designing Quilt is Designing Quilt. And it has nothing to do with Floriani. It does not open within your Floriani. If you don't already own it, you can just click right here to download it, right? And try it. And then when I'll open it now. I didn't have it open, but when I open it, if you don't have a paid copy, it'll let you try it, in what we call demo mode, right? Demo mode meaning you can't save and you can't print. And so this is it, right? It's inspired by Alex Anderson and all the quilts of Alex Anderson, but we've got all kinds of built-in blocks, and you get to make your own quilt layouts, right? So if I click on this and I go ahead and open up a Alex Anderson quilt layout or 2 or 3, right? You just go ahead and open them up. This one's kind of fun. It's got all those square and squares, right? Talk about paper piecing. Anyway, these are all patterns that Alex has done and that have been, I guess, recreated with the design. The software was kind of made with these types of quilts as the inspiration. That said, you can make any kind of quilt you want with it, right? You can make your own blocks. There's a whole block library if you want to, do layouts. And so it's kind of fun. There's a fabric library. If you already own Floriani software, it probably feels very familiar and is not super hard to sort of learn to navigate. But that's where you get it from, is the Designing Quilt. And if you've got questions about it, like how much does it cost or where can you buy it, go ahead and ask me and I'll answer. It's not a secret, right? It's a Quilter Select product. You can buy it anywhere they sell the Quilter Select products. Technically, they need to get an account with R&K Distributing, so it doesn't come through all the different sort of resellers out there. But most quilt shops have an account, with Quilter Select, and they can order it if they want. So if they don't already know about it, tell them to email me. I'll help them. If you go to a quilt shop and they don't know about Designing Quilt, please tell them to email me. I'll be happy to help them learn all about it. Yeah, you guys, it's a great one. Yeah, so Suzanne says, if you have a problem, all you have to do is... Oh, that's Chris. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. What am I doing? Are you doing that, Nick?
Yeah, we're fighting each other.
You're fighting. He's laughing at me right now. I was trying to click on it. I wanted to be able to read it bigger, so I thought I'd bring it up. They helped you? Matt. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for saying that, because I work with Matt almost every day, or at least a couple of times a week. I talk with Matt, help him. If there are questions that he doesn't have the answers to, he'll reach out to me to see if I have them. I don't always have them either, but we work together to answer any questions, that's for sure. And RNK has a toll-free number you can call, like 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And I don't know how many software companies in the world can say that, you guys. Like any software, forget embroidery, try and call any of those people that you own software from and see how many of them answer the phone. We don't even have a menu that's like, and here I am doing we again. They don't even have a menu at R&K. When you pick up the phone and call, a person answers, right? An actual human being. Very nice human beings. and a very smiley voice. And so I love calling RNK. I'm not telling you guys that you need to call them all and jam up their phones or anything like that. But that said, it's really nice to know that when you need some help, there is somebody there, and that's, to me, that's got to be such a great value, when you're buying an embroidery software, the support. I think people overlook that part. They don't do the homework. They don't, when you buy a software, they don't, they just get excited. And if you got excited and bought the Floriani, boy, you got lucky, right? I got a letter from somebody, it wasn't that long ago, saying how they had bought the Floriani software back in 2009 or something like that. And we're just amazed at how many updates and how they'd never been asked to pay again, and that's not true, because they didn't get Sketch-a-Stitch, right? If you would have bought it in 2009, you didn't get Total Quilter. That wasn't free. You still had to buy those things. But the Floriani, the FTCU, sure got better. Like, since, and because I started using it in 2014, and I started recording with it in 2015. And when I look back at my early recordings, I'm really amazed at how many things have been added to my program. All the videos that I made in the beginning are still very interesting, to me they are anyway, because the topics of the videos weren't necessarily about how to use the software. They were about how to do something, and the software was our tool. And the tools haven't changed. We may have got more tools and new tools, but by and large, the tools work pretty much the same as they always have. So, yeah. So I'm just looking at the questions and seeing what you guys got on in there for me today. It's Free Font Friday, you guys, if you're just dropping in now. And the font of the week is called Empire. And I'd show it to you, but I seem to have lost it. Here it is. And if you make a comment on our video today, you have a chance to win one of my famous embroidery postcards. By the way, Cassie, I think I saw a Facebook message from you. I see you're here. If you haven't got it yet, it's probably because it lived on the side of my desk for longer than it was meant to. But all the postcards were shipped together. So I did like 3 weeks all at one time. So if you were one of the third weeks, but I think Cassie, yours sat around. I didn't get it. I don't know why, because sometimes I just don't leave home, you guys. And I drive Reese to school in the morning, but I forget to take the postcards with me, and they were just sitting here on the edge of the ironing board for over a week. So my bad. Anyhow, you can win one if you want. I'm actually going to be doing, this is one of the things that's upcoming, is how to embroidery a postcard. And I will have a design that I will share with that. So that is an upcoming embroidery recipe box segment. Yeah. So thanks for stopping in today and chatting with me, everybody. I'm just looking to see some of the other questions that came in. That's cool. Chris said they took a class a few months back and used Design and Quilt to audition my layout and colors. That's fun. Well, that's what I'm using it for the most, because I haven't been starting anything new, but I have been, when you get that block every week from the Design and Stitch, you also get the pattern to open it up. And so I've been opening them up and then trying, the different fabrics to say, oh, do I want to put yellow here or yellow there? And I can do it with the solid colors. But now that I've loaded up my fabrics, all the ones that I'm using them over and over every week. So yeah. And though that is the thing that Lorna's doing it too. I should grab one of these weeks. I'll get Lorna to share her blocks, because she's got some. Those are my blocks, but Lorna's blocks are very different from mine. We do it on the weekend together if there's time. I'll be honest, I've fallen a couple weeks behind now, so I'm trying to get caught up before. It's never fun to be like 2 weeks behind or whatever. So yeah. Hey, Shirley says she's going to be seeing me in Cleveland. Thank you, Shirley. I can't wait to get there. I'm actually currently working on this Cleveland skyline. And if I said to you that there's a place in the city where there's an actual sign that says Cleveland, and there's like water and then buildings, Do you know what I'm talking about? Because it seems like a quintessential picture. I bought it off of my favorite clip art website, the picture, because I haven't been there yet. First time going to Cleveland, but I am making a beautiful thread sketch for you guys. It's going to be big, a big thread sketch. I mean, they're going to be blown away in Cleveland. They have no idea what's coming. Thank you so much, Shirley. I can't wait to meet you there. So from Akron, is that how you say that? Akron, yeah. There's 3. You're right, because it was 3 classes that we were doing here. I think I'm loaded up. Do you guys want to? I have a video that's 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes long. Can you? I think I can do it, Nick. Right here. Is this it? I'll be back in 2.5 minutes. You guys can see the. Oh, is it gone? Hold on. It's cleaned out. It's not here anymore. I didn't know. I made a video for those guys. You can see it, I think, on Facebook or whatever. But we're planning to go live. So you'll probably see me live on the Pins and Needles Facebook page to promote the event, because they need more signups. It's that typical thing. It's 3 weeks to the event, and it's kind of time where everybody will get excited about it. So I'm excited about it. And we're doing 3 days there. One of them is called Patches and Postcards. We're going to actually make this patch together. And we're going to learn all about the postcards. And you're going to get the postcard designs and a bunch of custom designs that I'm making for them. And then, of course, we're doing Save Your Embroidery, which is my favorite day for anybody that does embroidery that's new to Trevor. Even if you've been doing embroidery for a while, it's Trevor's chance to give his tips and tricks on embroidery, needles, thread, hooping, stabilizers. I'm going to share things that you'll be surprised, I think, what I had to say. So it's an interesting day. It's great for a new embroiderer, but it's also great for anybody that does embroidery that's never attended one of my Save Your Embroidery events. And then the final or third day, I think, is the software specific day for you Floriani people. We're doing special embroidery techniques. You don't have to own the software if you want. You can just come in with the free Creative Express and sort of just follow along. But we're learning special embroidery techniques, and we're going to be using our software to do it. So everybody's going to bring their laptops, I think, that day. Yeah. Anyway, that is fun. And thank you so much for I can't wait to meet you then in person. Okay, that'll be great, Shirley. Thanks. So yeah, tell your friends Trevor's coming, and I'll bring lots and lots of. Bring 2 big suitcases full of stuff to inspire you guys. So Suzanne says she wished I was coming into Florida, and I'll tell you, Suzanne, so do I. Every January, February, and March. Well, that's not true. I would go there any month of the year, but those are the months where I think about it a lot. So we got to get the Yvonne to plan that for us. Okay, let's you put a bug in her ear, because I know that's where you shop at Tops down there. So tell them, Trevor, I did visit there, and so they probably would love to have me back sometime, right? Yeah. So all that said, you guys, if there's any questions or comments, you're welcome to ask them. But I hope you're excited for next week. We're going to learn how to do a new technique on Friday. So next week's Free Font Friday will be a new episode of the Embroidery Recipe Box. And I will do this live. And we will share some all the sort of secrets on how to make it. One of these cool ones. But if you don't know, it's the puffy foam, and it's obviously inside of the shirt, right? So that's the kind of cool, and we'll embroider on it, but I'll go through it and we'll literally do it live. So I'll get some help, and I'll prep it up on Wednesday when I do my Digitalk. So we'll work on we'll make the design ready for it. Yeah. Phew. What is it? 45 minutes. Nick, is there any more questions that I missed or anything that I'm kind of need to catch up with?
I don't really think so, no.
Lorna watched last week, and she's getting on to me. I need to get Nicholas a webcam or a microphone, because you guys can't really hear him real good, and he's kind of feels a little left out. But I think he likes it like that over there. he's just over there. Okay, so thank you very much for visiting. We're excited for the weekend here. It's been a really busy week with, there was a class just about every day this week and extra things to do. So it's fun to get to the weekend and do some quilting and enjoy some outdoor time because it's very nice. And happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers in our group. And of course, special happy Mother's Day to my mom, Wendy Conquergood, and my mother-in-law, Paulette Saperja. I love you guys. And of course, Lorna, the mom of my life that's here in our home for all my kids, will make her day extra special. And so hope you guys all have somebody to make your day special. For all the mothers that are watching and all the guys, you find some women in your life that need some attention, your moms and your special girls. And yeah. Donna said they're late. Yeah, Donna, we're just wrapping up. Nice to see you though for dropping by. The good news is you can rewind if you want later and watch from the beginning because it's all on Facebook and YouTube. And so it's really great to see you guys. But thanks for making your comments because that is how you can win one of these. Who did I say won them again? Nick Sandra Walton. And you won this because you commented on our YouTube, Sandra. And if you know, we don't get as many comments on YouTube as Facebook. So everybody going over to YouTube and make a comment, you get a better chance. You're definitely welcome to go to both. That's not going to bother me at all. Chris Vick, you won the other one. And so Nicholas will reach out to you guys and make sure we get your mailing address. And I will address your postcards and get them in the mail. So until next week, hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so very much for visiting us here at Sunset Stitches. If you have any questions and it's after our live, you're welcome to drop them in the comments. I try to watch the comments throughout the week and reply to comments that come after the live. And you can always email me, trevor@sunsetstitches.com. Yeah. Anyway, great to see all of you guys today. Until next week, then, you guys, bye for now.